Jay Calderon of Fight Hook News here with the champion, WBC Women's Featherweight champ, Tiara Brown. How you doing, champ?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm glad to be here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Congratulations on your victory win. Going all the way to Australia to fight Sky Nicholson. How did you feel going out there?
You know, I felt great because I'm a Floridian, and it was extremely hot in Australia, so I felt like I was at home.
Now, Australia, you know, she was the hometown favorite. She was the champion. Was there any doubt over there, you know, getting the decision in your favor in the hometown champ?
So I knew that it was going to be tough. I knew that there were going to be trials and tribulations and obstacles, but God had already showed me that I was going to be victorious.
Now, we've seen you become a contender and then become a world champion. How does it feel? How has it been embraced in Florida, you know, Fort Myers own?
Fort Myers, you know, my city has shown me nothing but love. All the kids, the youth, the adults, and my city, my whole community in 239 Fort Myers, Florida, they've been giving me my flowers, and I feel very blessed.
Now, what was the game plan going into that fight? You know, Sky looked like the Pernell Whitaker of women's boxing.
Yes.
You know, and she's a very skilled fighter, but you made it tough. You made it ugly. You made it rough in there for her. You know, it made it uncomfortable.
You know, sometimes fight have to be ugly, right? So, big shout out to my coach, Ernesto Rodriguez and Rogers Taylors, because what they did was they took away the way I fight, and they changed me for 6 weeks. And we studied Sky, and my training partner, my sparring partner, my coaches made sure that he sparred me exactly the way that Sky fights. So for 6 weeks, it was like very gruesome, very tough, very hard training camp of me just basically fighting one fighter, fighting the way Sky fights. And for 6 weeks, that's what we did. They pounded it into my brain, you know. And there were many days where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of chasing down my sparring partner. I'm tired of going to the left. You know, I'm tired of moving my hands around like this. But at the end of the day, my coaches had a great game plan. You know, and a lot of people are saying that Sky didn't show up. No, she showed up, but I shut her down. We shut down what she does great. So I can just say, you know, hats off to my coaches for that.
Now, is there a rematch clause? Are you guys going to run it back?
You know, there was no rematch clause, but I'm willing to fight whoever, whenever. In America, I'm the champion now, and I just think if Sky wants to rematch, she can come to the United States of America, and we can get it popping.
We get it right popping here in Orlando, Florida.
Get it popping. In Orlando, you know, shout out to MVP for bringing me out here today. You know, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm glad to be here. What they're doing for women's boxing is great. It's fantastic, and I take my hats off to them.
Now, you currently signed to a major promotion or a small promotion?
Yeah, so shout out to Overtime Boxing. Those are my promoters. Shout out to Split Team Man. It's me and Brian Cohen. That's my management team. And we're just getting it in. We are moving the way that God has us to move, and we're just moving in the way that God wants us to move. And whatever happens, happens. At the end of the day, we're here to make money. We are here to get all the belts.
Now, is there a future with Most Valuable Promotions?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to wait to see what, you know, wait to see what God has in store for me.
Okay, I know you're going to be going to the fight to see Amanda Serrano,
For sure.
Katie Taylor. It's going to be in Madison Square Garden. I'm going to be there.
Front row seat. I'm going to be in the building.
Beautiful card. You also have Alycia Baumgardner on that card. Now, Alycia is a little south of you, you know, only 4 pounds to the Undisputed crown at 130 pounds. That's a fight that you're interested in.
You know, I'm interested in all the big fights. I want to get all the belts at Featherweight, and then in the future, I look to go up. I want to be one of the best. I want to be known as one of the best females ever to have entered the boxing game. So, 26, 30, maybe 35. I don't know if my body can get that big, but you know, we'll see.
Now, the other champions that are in the division, is there any plans in motion right now to unify?
And you know, I like to stay away from like name dropping, because a lot of the times, like in my career, people would name drop and they would never drop my name, you know, and it made me feel like real left out. Sometimes people forget to name drop other fighters' names, so I try not to name drop, but I will say I'm here for whoever, whenever, wherever.
Now, who you got in that fight between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor?
Amanda. I said third time's a charm for sure.
Third time's a charm. You thought she won the other two?
For sure I did. But I know that this time, third time's a charm.
You think she's going to stop her?
That win. I don't know about a stoppage, but I know she's going to get that W.
All right, champ. Glad to see you.
Thank you so much.
Wish you all the best in the future. Tiara Brown, baby.